Savitri, Book 2, the Book of the Traveler of the Worlds, Canto 5, the Godheads of the Little Life, page 165, second line. Amidst his harassed toil and welter of cares, pressed by the labor of his crowding thoughts, he draws sometimes around his aching brow nature's calm, mighty hands to heal his life pain. He is saved by her silence from his rack of self. In her tranquil beauty is his purest bliss. A new life dawns. He looks out from vistas wide. The Spirit's breath moves him, but soon retires. His strength was not made to hold that puissant guest. All dulls down to convention and routine, or a fierce excitement brings him vivid joys. His days are tinged with the red hue of strife and lust, hot glare and passion's crimson stain. Battle and murder are his tribal game. Time has he none to turn his eyes within and look for his lost self and his dead soul. His motion on too short an axis wheels, he cannot soar, but creeps on his long road, or if impatient of the trudge of time, he would make a splendid haste on fate's slow road. His heart that runs soon pants and tires and sings, or he walks ever on and finds no end. Hardly a few can climb to greater life, all tunes to a low scale and conscious pitch. His knowledge dwells in the house of ignorance, his force nears not even once the omnipotent. Rare are his visits of heavenly ecstasy. The bliss which sleeps in things tries to wake, breaks out in him in a small joy of life. The scanty grace is his persistent stay. It lightens the burden of his many ills and reconciles him to his little world. He is satisfied with his common average kind, tomorrow's hopes and his old rounds of thought, his old familiar interests and desires. He has made into a thick and narrowing hedge, defending his small life from the invisible. His being's kinship to infinity he has shut away from him into inmost self, fenced off the greatnesses of hidden God. His being was formed to play a trivial part in a little drama on a petty stage. In a narrow plot, he has pitched his tent of life beneath the wide gaze of the starry vast. He is the crown of all that has been done. Thus is creation's labor justified. This is the world's result, nature's last poise. And if this were all, and nothing more were meant, if what now seems were the whole of what must be, if this were not a state through which we pass on our road from matter to eternal self, to the light that made the worlds, the cause of things, well might interpret our mind's limited view existence as an accident in time, illusion, or phenomenon or freak, the paradox of a creative thought which moves between unreal opposites, inanimate force struggling to feel and know, matter that chants to read itself by mind, in conscience monstrously engendering soul. At times all looks unreal and remote. We seem to live in a fiction of our thoughts, pieced from sensations fanciful, traveler's tale, or caught on the film of the recording brain, a figment or circumstance in cosmic sleep. A somnambulist walking under the moon, an image of ego treads through an ignorant dream, counting the moments of a spectral time. In a false perspective of effect and cause, trusting to a spacious prospect of world space, it drifts incessantly from scene to scene, whither it knows not to what fabulous verge. All here is dreamed or doubtfully exists, but who the dreamer is and whence he looks is still unknown or only a shadowy guess. Or the world is real, but ourselves too small, insufficient for the mightiness of our stage. A thin life curve crosses the titan row of the orbit of a soulless universe, and in the belly of the sparse rolling mass, a mind looks out from a small casual globe and wonders what itself and all things are. And yet, to some intern subjective sight, that strangely has formed in matter's sightless stuff, a pointilage minute of little self takes figure as world beings' conscious base. Such is our scene in the half light below. This is the sign of matter's infinite. This the weird puppet of the picture shown to science, the gentest measurer of her field, as she pores on the record of her close survey and mathematizes her huge external world to reason bound within the circle of sense, or in thought's broad impalpable exchange, the speculator in tenuous vast ideas, abstractions in the void, her currency we know not, with what firm values for its beings. Only religion in this bankruptcy presents its dubious riches to our hearts, or science and provision checks on the beyond. Our poverty shall there have its revenge. Our spirits depart, discarding a futile life into the blank unknown, or with them take death's passport into immortality. Yet was this only a provisional scheme, a false appearance sketched by limiting sense, mind's insufficient self discovery, an early attempt, a first experiment.